we had to like squeeze our way through. And so you instinctually just make yourself very tiny and like scurry through. I also like how there were a couple moments. Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where today we are doing the long-awaited meme review. It has been so long since pulling one of these numbers.
Woo!
Woo! Meme review! Meme review!
Let's go.
We got Sam over here on tech.
Guess who's back, baby?
Back again.
Back again.
Sam is back.
Tell a friend.
Tell your friends. That's right. Sam and Ash back here in the studio. We're doing a meme review for the first time in a long time. It's been since 2024, right?
Yeah, we got years worth of memes.
Yeah, years.
We haven't looked at memes since last year.
Oh my God.
I wonder what kind of new memes have dropped in the new year.
So many memes.
Oh yeah?
We've done so much stuff. I
Yeah,
could say
tell me about that.
I can say a lot about the stuff that we've done, Sam.
Tell me about that
That is some
stuff.
Let's see. Well, going back to the very start of it, right? We did that meme review before doing our 8-hour-long holiday stream.
True.
Gingerbread stream. I bowled a 300 in Wii Bowling in 9 hours.
Yep.
Talked about FNAF until I just couldn't anymore.
Real.
We did Brain Rot Simulator.
Yep, every day.
There was that every single day. Let's see, we had John FNAF here.
That we did.
We made some John Tent together.
Some high quality John Tent was made.
John Tent.
John T Live.
John T Live. Real and true. So we had John. We made Let's Solve, which was the new kind of show situation that we did.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that we're framing it as a show. It feels more like official if it says a show.
Right.
But it's so funny watching the actual episode now. Thank you all so much for being at that premiere, by the way. That was awesome and it meant a lot. So there's command strips on the back wall where there should have been a foam panel. And it was so funny watching Let's Solve and being like, wow, we're so like professional and put together. And then there's like command strips, like so lonesome command strips on this green wall. It was awesome. But yeah, we did this whole wild thing where we answered your questions about the Secret of the Mimic trailer in 60 minutes. And we went back and forth between a paper notepad that was right about where I'm sitting, actually. And then behind us, there was a green screen where we would go and run over there and then put ourselves on top of the Secret of the Mimic trailer so we could like blow things up and expand them and like still move around and
You
stuff.
went weatherman with it.
Yeah, we literally did become the weatherman, right? And we were unsure about how we wanted to do that at first. Like, was it going to be a weatherman situation? Was it going to be like a smaller green screen in the center that we stand next to and then just like gesture at? But ultimately we went full blown and did the whole big thing, which, you know, it looked cool, it was fun and silly, and I think that was the right move at the end of the day.
I'd agree with that.
But yeah, well, a lot of stuff has happened. Am I missing anything big? P-Coin?
P-Coin, Poppy Playtime Chapter 4.
P-Coin. Missed some P-Coin. So we did a little bit of that too with the Poppy Playtime playthrough. Oh, yeah. I guess that covers end of December to now.
Yeah, been a lot of stuff.
It really, really has. It's also been at this point, like, what, a year since Matt left the other 4 channels?
Wow.
I know. And so that marks around a year when Matt came on here and was like, hey, I'm still here and this is really awkward, but like, here I am.
Yeah.
Don't ask us about what's happening to GT Live. That's a secret. But
has it been a year since we started the Lost season?
Oh my gosh, almost. If you count the April Fool's episode that got lost, that was the end of March.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. We started doing this a year ago.
We've done episodes together for about a year.
That's stupid. That should not be real.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us.
You and your stepbro mug with the straw.
And you with your DC.
Cheers. Clink.
Clink. It's a good cup of Joe. Cup of Will, even. I've never seen Step Brothers.
A cup of Will.
Look, sometimes you need just a little bit of Will.
Yeah, I'm more of a John C. Reilly guy myself. I need a cup of John.
Yeah, but together we're Step Brothers.
And we have been for about a year.
Just about. Whew, so we're excited to see. We're excited. We're excited.
Guys, we're really excited.
I promise I'm excited.
To what? Excited to what? I need to know.
To look at some hot new memes.
So am I.
Yes.
Let's go. Everyone at home's probably excited too. It's been 12 minutes.
It really has. We've been bantering for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
You come back in the room and suddenly witty banter inflates again.
We just got so much to catch up on.
I know. Just like ye olden days, man. So, without further ado, we have a lot of memes to look at. You missed when I said a curse on stream. That's it too. I don't know if we're going to see that here. Ooh, you said my word, ooh. Yeah, I did.
Wow, you're like that Bijou Mike video. You're no longer family friendly.
Oh my gosh.
What you're saying?
I haven't watched that yet. But I saw it on my what? I saw it on my what? Woo! I saw it on my feed, but I wanted to say home page, and then I almost said peed, and that's not at all what happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
I believe
Just so everyone's aware, that did not occur.
Correct.
But I saw it on my home page feed.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet, but I was like, and we can censor this. I'm like, is Bijou Mike gonna say like, is that what's happening now?
Yeah. Welcome to YouTube in 2025.
Whoa.
Once Bijou Mike goes, everybody's going after him.
He really is like leading the charge. Yeah. Without any further ado, my friends, let's hop, skip, and jump directly into this meme review. First up here, we have a meme from Pickle Juice Studios. Let's solve in a nutshell. Music, Benny Hill theme, royalty free. All right, let's do it. Let's see, let's solve in a nutshell. Woo, if you missed it, this is some of the stuff that you missed.
Yeah, if this doesn't make you want to watch Let's Solve, I don't know what will.
It looks like John, this first frame, he's doing like a kangaroo pose with his hands like this. And he's about to like start hopping. Oh, I have high hopes for this. Oh my God.
Oh boy.
It's just John walking.
Running back and forth.
Oh, realization.
I love that.
My favorite face from the whole thing.
Oh man.
1642. Rock shot. Good.
Rock shot. Why is he walking like that? He can walk normally.
Aw.
We have plenty of time. I feel good about that.
We have plenty of time.
It's a question mark, but I realized I have to be confident.
This looks like 26. Security breach 26. 2026. The next security breach.
Nah, we got this in the bag. We're fine.
Oh my God. Let's Solve was so fun. I can't highlight that enough. And you were in the room for this, Sam. You were teching it up. Let's Solve might be one of the most fun experiences I've ever had on a GT Live set.
Wow.
It was so fun. I love, like, we look like very tall in this video because we had to tilt the camera up slightly and have it lower just to do like the clean pan in order to get to the green screen. But we look super tall, and so if John's even a little bit bent over, it looks like we're like hunched over and like creeping around.
Yeah.
But I also, when you're running and in a rush, especially around all the equipment, because we had to like dip through lights and stuff. There's Bree waving in the back next to the picture of Chris we hang on the wall. But the monitor here where we could see ourselves on the green screen and this pole, right? We had to like squeeze our way through, and so you instinctually just make yourself very tiny and like scurry through. I also like how there were a couple moments.
Oh man.
Oh, John. I hold to it. John was the best person I could have picked for this episode.
100%. A billion percent.
I am so happy that the first guest was John.
Yeah, look at that face.
I feel like when John and I are just hanging out, like, he gets it. He gets the flow, and he knows how to balance me really well, where, you know, he's more grounded, a little, like, overcool, but he's presenting a lot of the theories and the ideas, and it gives me plenty of room to, like, bounce up and down and be a little bit, blah! There was this one comment I saw on Let's Solve that I really, really liked, where, I don't remember the username, maybe we can find the comment and pop it up, but the profile picture was Spider-Man, and...
Sick.
Right? Isn't that dope? But they talked about how John and I were a really good counterbalance because I was more focused on the storyline and the narrative and what logically makes sense in that structure, where John was pitching out most of the theories and ideas, and I was the one to say, like, I don't know about that. I don't think that could work given this detail. But, like, we could kind of balance the theory and the story together, and our energies balanced well.
Yep.
So
I agree. I think John can go to silly places, but he can also bring you back to more reality. I think he was the perfect guest. Home run.
Yeah.
Shout out to John.
Shout out John. That is my buddy right there. There's a couple of shots where we're running back and forth and you're just like on your phone. Like, I can't even listen to what's happening right now. And it's so funny to me. Yeah, so Bree was sitting here. Kai, our social media manager, was sitting down here. Sam was over here. A live studio audience for Let's Solve. But this was kind of like my brainchild and like a fun little twist on what GT Live could be. And a fun way to visualize live theorizing in a way that didn't let it last forever. There's an objective and a goal, and it still had enough space for fun and silly moments to happen without feeling ultra rushed, right? Like, I think because John and I are so, like, we got down to the wire pretty intensely, but yeah, it was just a way to reimagine theorizing and, you know, literally walk out of a GT Live with 3 theories, whether they're right or wrong, who's to say, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people always ask, like, oh, how do you come up with theories? How, like, I want to start getting into theories. How do I do that? Let's Solve is like almost a tutorial.
Yeah.
Like, this is what the theory crafting process looks like.
Yep. You start with a question. You think and bounce ideas back and forth. Some of them are wrong. Some of them are interesting. Some of them could be correct, but we don't know. It's a lot of cross-analyzing, looking at the books, talking to people. It's, you know, the ideas back and forth rather than just keeping everything in your noggin, right? It's fun to think about cool little spins you can take on GT Live, because I still wanted Let's Solve to feel very GT Live-y. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want this to feel like some overproduced random show. It's still on the GT Live set. It's still live theorizing. It's uncut. It's just the process, right? It's very silly in nature. I didn't want it to feel removed from that. And that's another reason why I was like, hey, the tech should be the one to say whether or not something is solved or not, because the technician is the one who's there for the entire thing. They're familiar with all these franchises enough, but not hardcore theorists in that their headcanons or their proposed theories could get in the way or cloud up like an answer, right?
Yeah.
So it's more satisfying to watch if someone's there and sees everything that you see, and then they give quick thoughts on it and say whether or not you solved it or not, versus like someone new coming in and saying, well, walk me through the entire process, and then it's an extra 20 to 30 minutes of thesis defense after you already watched everything happen, you know? Yeah, go check it out. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
It was very fun. Thank you, Pickle Juice Studios, for letting me relive the silliest moments of this in just a minute and 2 seconds. Please let this be in the next meme review. I've gotcha. Love the storytime bit. It wasted 15 seconds, but it was funny. Bojack Ash, I really enjoyed the first episode of us getting to see the theory crafting firsthand. I hope Tom was watching for the next FNAF theory. Well, thank you, the Emerald Hunter. Yeah, I hope so too. All right, let's go. This is Malarkey Magpie. Ash, incorrect quote. Oh my gosh. This is me from VidCon 2020. That was 2024, right? This was before I was even announced as the next host.
Yep.
This was like, we didn't say it, and I don't think it was directly communicated to me, like, as this was getting planned, but I do think this was very much a proof of concept for me being host.
Yeah.
And to see if it would work. And I was so nervous leading up to this show, for real. But I thought it went really well, and it was super fun. I remember getting off stage and feeling like the adrenaline of what just happened, right? And I was like, okay, people liked the challenges. We ran short on time in the way we always do. I said it on mic. But we had like a successful mini ARG in the audience between that and chat, despite the fact that we lost access to the Ethernet that we were going to use at the show. And so the GT live stream itself was like a slideshow, basically.
Yeah.
And then the one through VidCon was perfectly fine, so we redirected people there. But at the same time, we had like a little ARG there, and it worked. I got off stage, and I'm cleaning things up, and Stephanie comes up, and she's like, give me your hands. And I give her my hands, and she was like, you were meant to do this. Like, you are going to be so, so good. And I almost cried at that moment, but I was hugging Matt, I was hugging Steph, and it was a very important moment for me. So it's cool and silly that there are still pictures of this VidCon show being used for memes on the subreddit, just because this was very impactful for me in a way that y'all didn't get to see because it was all backstage. Anyway, let's look at what this meme actually is. Ash, incorrect quote. Saw a thing recently about how calling people y'all and folks is becoming cringe. Buddy, you can pry those terms of address from my cold, dead hands. They're the only thing keeping me from calling everyone honeybee. At least if I die on this hill, I'll go to y'all holla.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Y'all holla.
Yeah, I totally see why you just signed that text post to me.
Yeah, I mean, that was written for you.
Yeah, this is my post. Very accurate. Also, immensely silly facial expression here. But, aw, my first time debuting that jacket. Loved that jacket. That's very funny. Yeah, I've been yowling it up pretty hard on GT Live recently.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just a term that we don't use enough here in Team Theorist, so.
You can tell when somebody's acclimated to living in the South when they swap from yous guys to y'all.
Yeah, that's the real transition.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the real defining moment of saying, are you from New York or are you from North Carolina?
Yep.
Now I say I'm from North Carolina because I say y'all and not yous guys. That's how you know.
Yep, I'm still a yous geysers.
You're a yous geysers?
Geysers.
Use.
Yeah, a meteorologist stop by every couple of weeks to study the use geyser.
The use geyser. Next time we do a Let's Solve, we'll go in front of that green screen and we'll be analyzing the use geyser.
Let's solve the use geyser.
All right, guys. What questions do you have about the use geyser? And what should my punishment be? That's awesome. That is a very apt text post. Well done. Well done indeed.
That's a good one.
Next up. Ooh. This is by The Good Dalek. Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor prototype. Nah. Crazy bread. So true. You don't get this one, do you?
I don't get it.
So this is when you fled the state because of Hello Neighbor.
Correct.
Yes. So we played the prototype on there. There wasn't a whole lot of direction going in, right? It was like, find cell phone service. And that was it, right?
Okay.
You're trying to find it so you can leave. And it's very open where you can kind of explore wherever you want. And there's a lot to interact with, right? I was low on fuel. I was going through it. But we kept getting hit by the forest dweller. Like, there was a forest dweller who kept attacking us.
Okay.
And I was getting dwelled on real bad.
Of course.
So before the stream, we ordered Little Caesars.
Okay. Of course.
And as I was crashing out, I would go off screen and pull a crazy bread and chomp on the bread on stream.
Okay.
And I ate maybe 6 long things of crazy bread.
I have maybe an embarrassing question. What is a crazy bread?
Okay, a crazy bread. I won't guilt you for that.
Okay.
Though I do encourage you to expand your palate and your mind to Little Caesars.
Okay.
I know it's hard because you're a New Yorker, right?
That's true.
And so we have a very firm idea about what pizza should be. Little Caesars is an elite non-New York pizza.
Whoa.
For the price and the quality.
It's hard to argue with hot and ready at like $4.
Right?
Hard to argue.
And it's good. Like, when we did the pizza taste test on Food Theory,
Yep.
Little Caesars ranked amongst the top. I think Papa John's and Little Caesars was our top for the blind taste test.
Dang. Okay.
Right? Crazy bread, it's like the equivalent of garlic bread, but it's these long, I'm trying to do this in a safer work way,
Yeah.
long bread with
Yeah.
little garlic and little butter on it.
Okay.
And it's so stinking good. I was eating a lot of crazy bread. And this very shirt,
Whoa.
mind you. This is the uniform I
Game
had.
worn.
Yeah.
They gotta hang that in the Hall of Fame.
This is the uniform. They'll hang it up and they'll, in the stadium, they'll rise it up.
Mhm.
And there it goes.
Up in the rafters.
Striped blue and black shirt.
And the caption under
White
it will
and
be
gold,
like,
sorry.
world record crazy bread eaten.
Yeah.
6 pieces.
The crazy bread crash out. Yeah.
The crazy bread crash out of 2025.
Yeah, there's a couple clips from this stream where I'm like freaking out and crashing because I don't know why the forest dweller keeps attacking me and there's no way to ward him off from where I'm at in that game. And then it cuts off me like, there's not even crazy bread. And I'm like on the ground.
Okay, it was really one of those.
It was a crash out.
Okay.
There were people who got this video done in like 20 minutes.
Not us.
No, it was over a 3-hour stream.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, we had to analyze,
Of course,
Like
frame
I
by frame.
have to explore every crevice, every corner.
Every nook and cranny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Call me Tom Nook.
Okay.
With the Nook and Cranny
Tom
store.
Nook.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's me. All right. Accurate and true. Thank you, the good Dalek. Next. All right, this is Quill313. Some ash fart I drew during work. Should have been working. This is so cute.
Hey, well, we looked at your Ash fan art while we were working.
Yeah,
so it all
exactly.
equals out.
Right? So that's the exchange. Thank you very much. This is so stinking cute. This is so gosh darn cute. I love it. Also love the texture that's happening here.
Mhm.
There's like a textured fill-in. It's almost like Chowder. I don't know if you watch Chowder.
The show.
Yes.
Vaguely familiar.
Okay. So they would fill in the characters by putting this like texture, like larger image underneath it. And then the layers would like move around. So Chowder would move along the frame, but the textures underneath were the same. So it kind of looked like the pattern, like he was moving on top of a pattern.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
it's hard to explain, but imagine if this character was moving and it moved left to right, but it just looked like the hair was moving across an image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
Okay.
it reminds me of that. This is so cute. I love it.
I like that your shoes are also your pants.
Yeah, it's a new thing I'm doing. It's like a onesie.
Shants. Or
It's,
poos. I don't know if I like either of
how
those.
did it get worse? How did it get worse?
I thought it was hard to get worse after shants. Shoe pants.
Jean onesie?
Junsy.
Like a junsey?
I guess we don't have to combine it into
No,
one word, but
it's
we
not a
should.
requirement. We started on a high with John Tent, and then
That's true.
it
Now
kinda
we
went
ended on a low with poos.
from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Top to bottoms, should I say?
Nice.
Thank
Totems.
you. Totems. Gottems. Boom. Anyway, so thank you. This is so cool. Also, quick moment. I want to make sure that we highlight the names of the wonderful artists who have their art displayed on the fart wall right now. So those are going to pop up boop, 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 on screen here just to make sure that everyone gets their credit, and a quick shout out there. If you have art, put it on the GT Live and Game Theorist subreddit, and you might get a message from the Team Theorist account if you're interested in having it on the wall. And we'll keep rolling things in and out. Yes, thank you all so much. I see an arrow here. Is there more art?
Huh. I really seem to have missed a lot when I've been gone.
Texting into shower. I actually don't know if this is a meme applicable to GT Live or if this is just a gift that we're being given.
Texting into shower. I'm really trying to think this one through.
Right?
I know when you and John did the glass carrying stream, or the don't break the glass stream, there was a bit that like that was the shower door that you were carrying to the shower.
Oh.
I don't remember texting in the shower.
Is this an obscure carry the glass meme? That would be awesome.
Or is there work that they should have been doing texting into shower?
That's the job.
That'd be an awesome job.
That's the job.
It's testing if phones are waterproof, so you have to text into shower.
Quill, you're incredible, and I just want you to know that right now.
Are there any comments acknowledging why is there texting into shower?
Respect.
Okay, no, there's not. Just us.
Respect.
Is this a collective hallucination?
Maybe we're just seeing this right now. I mean, figments of imagination, sure.
Yes.
Like, I lived that life. I know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect myself to live so long as to become the imaginer.
You either die a hero or
Yeah.
you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. You either die a figment
Yeah.
or live long enough to see yourself become the figmenter.
The imaginer.
Yeah.
The figmenter. Nice.
Makes you think.
It really does. I'm thinking.
Makes you figment.
Figment.
Real. Thank you, Quill. I appreciate it. Next up, another one from Pickle Juice Studios. I was there. Ash before Wii Bowling. Ash after Wii Bowling. Yeah, so we alluded to this a little bit before. I did this wild thing where I streamed live until I bowled a perfect game in Wii Bowling, which I had never done up until that point. Let me be very clear. I think that was obvious to everyone who was watching. But I did, and at first I was like, okay, I think this is doable. I think we could do this in a few hours. And then there were multiple crash outs without the aid of Crazy Bread. I didn't know if it was possible. We got to like the 5-hour mark before I tried the seated Newton 28.
Classic.
Which is the move where I'm going to use these sticks as my prop here. I would respectfully man spread on the couch. I would hold the remote like this, go all the way down in a straight line, using both hands as to secure my wrists and eliminate any chance of spin. And then yoink it up, streamline. Oh, ow. I did a lot of strength training yesterday, and that is... I cannot fully seated newt right now. I would do that over and over, and we refined that method for almost 4 hours until getting the perfect game. But it became very evident that that was going to be the technique that carried us to the end.
I have to say, also, somebody posted this on one of the subreddits. They noticed it. When we posted the cut down of the GT Live bowling stream, like the 30-minute version of it,
Yeah.
like the day before, there was another engineering channel who did, I built a robot that will bowl a perfect game in Wii Bowling. And then the same day or the day after we posted, Max Fosh posted, I'm living in a bowling alley until I bowl a perfect game. Like, what the heck? Everybody was bowling.
Why are we all bowling right now?
It must have been bowling season or something.
There's something in the air, right? Like, it's so interesting when that stuff happens. Where was there something that was like planting a seed that pushed us all to make bowling content?
I don't know. Eddie
Perfect game
Burback
bowling.
had the original 2 years ago,
Right.
but it didn't. He didn't make a new one. Nothing else happened. Everyone was just like, I guess we're Wii bowling.
Yeah.
And Max Fosh was like, I guess I'm real life bowling.
Yeah, everyone's like, I guess it's time to bowl. I don't know what it was, but everyone was bowling. And I'm very much tempted to do more long streams where I just teach myself how to do something as best as I can. This could be more Wii Sports. It could be Wii Sports Resort, even. It could also be something not related to Wii or video games at all. And I don't want to say exactly what I'm thinking, because that would spoil the surprise of it all. But we have some pretty deranged ideas of long streams that we could do. This was only the beginning, and I am so grateful for everyone who stayed up way past their bedtime to make it happen. More so grateful for the people who went to bed and woke up to me still bowling.
Yeah.
Y'all are real for that.
We left here at what, like 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
And then we had to come back the next day or that same morning, we had to come back in like 4 hours.
Yeah, for
The
talking
FNAF.
about FNAF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. That was like a 14-ish hour streaming extravaganza
Yeah.
in one weekend.
That was a bit of a fever dream.
And we lived.
Yeah, we did.
We survived and we thrived.
We thrived.
Sir thrived. Yes, the noble gentleman. Sir thrived. All right. This is Icy Criticism 7973.
Uh-oh.
I've been seeing ads on Hulu. I've been seeing this ad everywhere. Anyway, if Ash, Sam, or literally anybody in the Theorist group seeing this, hello. Person who puts Ash's face on a Halloween house. Ariani. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yo.
In a crash, call Sam and Ash.
Yo. About to crash out?
Yeah. Call Sam and Ash out.
Yeah. That is sick. SamandAshLaw.com.
Yes, I think I know where this is. I know this
Okay.
because I've seen this before. I saw this on the road trip after Creators in Fashion, the Style Theory fashion show, and I saw this billboard. And I was like, they don't know that's the future of GT Live.
Some subliminal messaging.
I know, I was like, whoa.
This was our real ARG.
It really was.
That would be sick.
Don't call the number.
No.
No, these are real people. Don't do that. I've seen this before. And I was wondering if there was going to be a time where someone called it out and was like, LOL, it's GT Live.
That is so funny.
And they have.
They did it.
They did
We
it.
should get our own billboard.
Right? It's just us, GT Live.
That was a project I did in college when I was kind of bored. I got a billboard for like me and my buddies. They have like electronic billboards now, and it was like
Yeah.
$10 for it to run for like 3 hours.
It's only $10?
It was super cheap. That may even be over exaggerating. So I designed something, I sent it in, they approved it. I got all my friends to go down to where the billboard was, and we took a picture in front of it. We made an afternoon out of it. We should absolutely get a billboard. Super funny.
Dude. Dude. The GT Live billboard.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Where would we put it? I mean, there's a lot of, like, as soon as you leave, like, the Raleigh-Durham area, billboards start popping up the wazoo.
Yep.
Like, it starts going absolutely wild. But what would it even be? Like, us standing back-to-back, working in Swagless style?
Just for
like,
fun. Maybe, yeah. I mean, we've taken a lot of good photos of you for the community posts on GT Live now.
The me with the big forehead?
Yeah, that. The one in the VR headset. Throw one of those up there. No context. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Does it say GT Live on there, or is it just a bunch of pictures of us?
Either way. Doesn't matter. It'd just be funny to go take a picture in front of it.
Rent a electric billboard?
Yeah. I think the company was called Blip, maybe?
Blip? All right, let me see.
I think so.
Oh my freaking God.
It's super cheap. Like I ran it for a weekend and it's like it'll show 3 times an hour for 10 seconds. Like they rotate through other ads and it was like maybe $15.
Oh, let's see where they're at in North Carolina. Open! It's a picture.
I guess we have to run a national campaign.
Oh my gosh. That is bizarre.
It's super funny.
Ooh, spoilers.
GT Live billboard.
We need to make it happen. That'd be so funny. And then if y'all see it, take a picture and post it on the sub.
And maybe for, I'll say this with no context for everybody else, but the idea we've talked about for GT Live month.
For GT Live month.
Maybe we run a billboard for the month of GT Live month.
That could be huge. Yeah. Have we teased GT Live month at all? I don't think so. Okay. So GT Live month. And that's it.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Keep it vague. This is so funny. Thank you for sharing this again. I've been seeing it everywhere on Hulu as well.
Do they have a show on Hulu? Or I guess they're just running ads on Hulu.
I guess they're just running ads. But imagine if we ran ads on Hulu.
GT Live ad.
What even is the ad? Is it just like what I have on Twitch right now where it's me reading a FNAF book in silence?
Sorry to interrupt your viewing of The Bear. Have you tried watching GT Live? Turn off that episode of Abbott Elementary and turn on this episode of Let's Solve Secret of the Mimic.
That's on like opening Apple TV. The Severance season finale is on and I can't wait. And like Mark S just went back in the elevator and I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? It cuts to me on the couch reading a book or like John looking at the camera. Like, what is this?
I know you're interested in the story of Lumen and Kier, but have you considered the story of Edwin and David?
Go to the next one, shall we?
Awesome billboard. Oh,
C Classic 906. No theories.
No theories?
I had to, I'm sorry.
No apology needed.
Oh my gosh. So this was
the
follow-up post we did before Let's Solve. I think this was actually the night before we recorded Let's Solve, where we decided, hey, we want to have a punishment if we don't solve the 3 questions.
Oh,
right?
True.
So we were like, how do we get people's attention so that they will give us punishment ideas in the comments? I was like, all right, let me put on what I'm planning to wear for Let's Solve, and let's head over to the green screen. And I forget whose idea it was, but it was just a 0.5, and I wanted to be so angry about it, which led to this photo, No Theories, where I have the largest forehead on the planet. You could see a few of my freckles shining through.
Yeah, this is in like 8K.
Yeah, really. Each pore is like very defined on my forehead.
I will say it solicited over 1,600 responses.
1,600 responses.
Yep.
That's
and
wild.
Almost 9,000 likes. So this is where we pulled the get pied in the face type response punishment from.
And it was perfect because we were like, well, this is going to premiere on Pi Day.
Yep.
So
that's why we did the pie teaser.
Yeah.
All part of the plan.
All part of the plan. But I'm interested to see what people are saying. Congrats, you are a meme. Honestly, when I opened up YouTube, this completely jump scared me. Theories, I'm sorry. Screenshot. Yeah. So this was an interesting one, but have fun with it, friends. And also, all the people who said we need to play tic-tac-toe on that forehead, I'll remember that. Okay? I'll remember that. Moving on. All right, this is from Rix4. Put their names in a headcanon generator. Results are interesting. Oh boy, look, character headcanon generator. Tom. If the source media was a musical, Tom would be the one character that asks why everyone is singing. That is like the opposite from the truth. Character headcanon generator. Tom would be the one singing, and then we'd all be like,
why is bro singing?
This is a historical drama piece. Like, no one was joyful here. They're dying of the plague in the street. That's my read of it anyway. See, Lee will remind others in the midst of chaos how good they're being.
Strange emphasis.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know the character headcanon generator. I feel I have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
In the midst of chaos, how good, like, Lee's like, everything's chaotic, but I'm doing great.
Oh.
I think that's what they mean.
Gotcha. I thought it was emphasizing everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
You're being so good.
I would sooner pass away.
Yeah.
I would pass away. I could see this. I could be like, Lee's like, you know what? I got my stuff together. I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Bah!
Lee's a professional.
Lee's a professional.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. I would agree with that. Santi is on.
Oh, man. This poor guy.
Santi just gets beat up by everyone.
I know.
You know? Like, I never thought I'd live to see the day where I became the biggest public-facing, like, Santi defender of the 5. But I think I am. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty low bar.
I know. I give Santi the time of day.
Yes.
Right? It's like, it's definitely between me and Amy.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I have a Twitch perk that lets you ban Santi, but at the same time, whenever there's a food theory shoot, if I'm teamed up with Santi for it, I'm like, good, excellent.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
We also have the perk to unban him.
It's true.
Justice is blind and neutral.
Exactly. So true. I'm inviting him on for the repo stream that we have coming up.
Yeah.
So, going. Character headcanon generator. Amy listens to 80s music. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Amy and I have a very similar way of listening to music in that we don't have a playlist. We just have a bunch of songs that we like. And if you shuffle through the music in her car, right, it just goes from like Barbie movie to MCR to like 70s to this to that. And Amy just gets me in that way. We're like, I like the music that I like. I'm not married to a genre. I just need to listen to something actively, right? If I like a song, I'm listening to that song. Please don't talk over the song. I'm listening to my song. And then it's going to be a completely different song. Same rules apply. That's my song. I'm listening to my song. So I know that caused some division within the car that we were in with other theorists. But yes, Amy does listen to some 80s music. She also listens to like everything else under the sun. So there's that. Ash wears Hello Kitty socks. I wear cat socks. I guess I'm only one step away from this.
Yeah, I mean, that's at least a distant cousin.
Right. At least.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. I could see myself wearing Hello Kitty socks.
Hello Kitty, and then there's the cousin cat where like nobody really says hi to him. It's just cat.
Right? But that's the socks I'm wearing.
Yeah.
I'm wearing those socks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're close.
I'd say a pretty decent hit rate on these headcanons. I think Tom's is the most disagreeable, and Santi is employed.
We can confirm.
Yeah.
Santi is employed.
Santi's employed.
Say what you want about the man.
He's got a
He's
job.
employed.
He's got a job. All right. This is Scrap Trap. Hurry up, John. Loving this duo. John, we've got 30 seconds. Hold on, I've got a slurp.
Oh, man.
What did he say?
He said he was about to ult.
I've never gotten so much whiplash from a moment in my life. I'm gonna ult?
Yep.
Excuse me?
That was awesome.
No, there's a lot of memeable moments that came from Let's Solve. We just bring out the weirdest in each other. I know the Carry the Glass stream was very much low-key, but it had something to say about the synergy that John and I have. We performed best in that game when our rule for the round was not to talk.
Yeah.
It was just an understanding of what the other person was going to do. And that was our best. Those were our best attempts. So there are these moments where it was not there, but we were still kind of linked up on what was going to happen. It was awesome. Honestly, an epic moment. In my opinion, it should become a widespread meme. It was so good. Wow. John chilling. Emote. Let a man slurp. Ash and John have such a chaotic sibling energy. I love it. I hope they have him on GT Live more. I would love to have more John on GT Live. But I've told him he's always welcome on the couch. So. All right. Oh my gosh, what's this? This is from... it says... Oh, is that 18 and plus? Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, restricted content. After creating Ted Krause, I felt the need to redo my experiment on our latest subject, Ash. Warning, the result may cause lifelong trauma. Do you face swap me with Ed Krause? I hate how much of a baby face I give this man. This man lost 15 years once he took on my face. This is a second grade school photo.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not great.
No. This is a child. The facial hair is too natural. The facial hair is too natural. Like, this looks like a guy I'd get creeped out by if I was at a restaurant.
Yep.
Right? I'm like, why is he looking at me?
Yeah, you got that LeBron James hairline, too. Starts a little too far back.
All the baby hair is popping out, though.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this was very well done, which makes it as disturbing as it is.
Yeah. It may cause lifelong trauma. I think that's correct. I'm not used to seeing myself as a reaction image.
That's
wow.
Awesome. That is such a good face.
Oh my gosh. What was I? Was this Amanda? I don't know what this was from.
No idea.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What a strong... What was I looking at? I don't know.
This whole thread is cursed.
It is. Everyone has such strong opinions about this. Golly.
That's awesome.
All right. Heading on over to Varen's. Still haven't watched them yet, but I'm sorry it took so long to get a perfect game. Me finally catching up with my backlog of GT Lives. Ash dropping 14 hours of streaming. Yeah. We talked about this a little bit already, but yeah. Sorry. I get it, though. 3 uploads a week. And then extra long streams. It's a lot to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to keep up with. So.
I know. We appreciate you for even trying.
Yeah. Means a lot. Means a lot.
That's why we've started doing more bite-sized version of some of these super long streams. Just so, like, I don't know that I would sit and watch a 9-hour video if I missed it either.
Right.
But a 30-minute cut down of all the best moments, maybe I'd watch that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is what I missed. This is what happened. But I like being compared to Jason Momoa as well. Thank you for that. I do think that we have the same energy here. Same hair, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Maybe we should face swap Jason Momoa, you, and Ed Krause. Do the old try swap.
The old try swap, as they say.
That's what they say.
Real and true. Gosh. All right. This is Lover6244. I love this template. Oh, this is a meme. A stream we have not seen much of in this meme review.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about FNAF until I can't anymore. The morning after Wii Bowling. My wife hearing about it for the first time. The 800th time, excuse me. Me incessantly yapping about FNAF.
I never noticed how many drinks you had in front of you.
Oh, I was sipping beverages like it was my job.
That's so funny.
I was like, well, I'm going to just be talking a whole bunch. I'm going to need that. I got a decent sleep, honestly. I slept for like 7 hours after Wii Bowling.
Okay.
So like I was replenished, right? I was drinking a lot of bevies. I didn't have the greatest breakfast, lunch thing to start off the moment, which I think bit me in the butt a little bit. Tom lapping me in terms of talking.
Yeah, Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
For Tom.
So it was a lot of discussion. I was drinking a lot of beverages, but I like how I'm just like about to fall off the couch too. Like I'm right at the edge and I'm like, I'm gonna shrink off this couch and pass away.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom's leaning forward. He's really talking about Five Nights at Freddy's here, and I'm praying for light at the end of the tunnel. But there's also this up here, the 303 of silence. So this was supposed to be a kill timer for if we were losing our mind or like we talked ourselves into a corner and we're like, this was supposed to tick down. This was the allowance of silence or not FNAF that we had. And if we went on a tangent, we were going to get a deduction, a pretty hefty deduction from this timer. And that was going to be our kill switch, right? It became very clear to me that we were not going to run out that timer. And when I was like, you know what? I'm losing sanity. I gotta stop this here. I can't do it. So I killed it then. But if we were ever to do another challenge like this, I would probably have stricter rules on, you know, our objectives, things that we're not allowed to talk about anymore and gamify it a little bit more. Or like, you know, set more words from chat where it's like, if you say this word, we get more penalty deductions. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a test to see how you could make a, not like a game, but add a little bit of extra oomph to your typical live theory crafting. Yeah, this is one of those ones where it was silly to do, and I saw a lot of great reaction pictures of me after the stream going like actually dying during this video. So, you know, goal achieved. It was just like a, oh wow. Yeah, we made a choice with this one, huh? I don't know how you felt, Sam, because you were running the timers and also moderating chat.
Yeah.
And that was wild, I'm sure.
This was a rough one.
Yeah. This was rough. It was rough. I think we can say that.
Yeah. You made the joke about Let's Solve when the camera would pan over and I was on my phone.
Yeah.
For brief moments. This stream was very much like, I set a lot of this stuff up so it would run itself, and I'd look up every once in a while, but I just couldn't hear any more about FNAF. I would have tapped out in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
It was intense.
Yeah.
It was intense. Shout out to Tom for talking about FNAF until we couldn't anymore.
Rank 1.
Yeah. Last one. This is Nerd Alert 242. Poor Ash was really going through it with the P-Coin.
Ow.
Oh, P-Coin. We're really in it now. P-Coin. Jason meme of P-Coin. Oh. This was from the Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 streams, where I got really excited about P-Coins. These coins, these giant coins that said P on it, called them P-Coin. And I was carrying all the P-Coin around. I tried to put the P-Coin into this area so I can open a door, but the door wouldn't open. It was either a bug or I swapped in the wrong P-Coin. It's still unclear to this day what happened, but I was trying to find a space where I could go back and reload it. I wasn't sure if it auto-saved up until that point. Me being tired and not thinking clearly accidentally saved the glitch, bug, failed progress, and I couldn't reload it to get back. I mean, I probably could have, but I was scared about how much progress I was going to lose. Known in the community as P-Coin devastation, where I was so greedy for P-Coin that I broke the game and I shut myself out of a crucial piece of lore.
Even Mob Games was in the chat and they told us, like, LOL, yeah, you bugged it.
Yeah. Mob was bullying me pretty severely during that live stream.
Yep.
But, you know, it was humbling. It was an honor. Overall, it was a very fun time. And now I yearn for more P-Coin. And I hope that P-Coins are going to reappear in Poppy Chapter 5 so that I could have my P-Coin redemption. But
Please.
Do we know what these are actually called? I tried looking them up, but
I don't think they have a name.
I think I might have just named them P-Coin.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they are.
It's a coin with a P. It's P-Coin.
Unless we're looking at it upside down, and it's either D or B coin, or 6 coin or 9 coin.
9 coin, and we're actually looking at everything through a reflected image.
Whoa.
Makes it think.
I'm thinking
real hard right now. All right. We got through some pretty tasty memes here today. Got through the whole selection, which is awesome.
It is.
There is one thing that we did. I'm going to drop it. There is one thing that we didn't cover here today that I do want to talk about a little bit more. I mentioned this also briefly in the, oh my gosh, what stream was it? The That's Not My Neighbor, a full game stream. But I participated in the Screen Crush live show in Charlotte, and one of y'all dropped this off for me, and it is this birthday project. Essentially, it was a birthday gift to me. Happy birthday from the waiters. it says here. And it's a bunch of cool little notes and drawings and like a bunch of cool stuff that y'all made me. And I just wanted to show off some of this, right? Because I thought it was so cool and so awesome and sweet that y'all would put this together for me. So I wanted to say thank you while I'm holding this in hand, right? To show this off. Some of this is a little bit personal, so I don't want to just show everything off, right? Just to, for y'all's privacy, of course. It's I'll keep your secrets. But, there's also really cool memes and birthday art here. Yeah, the "You're Not Safe" thumbnail.
Yeah, I gotta make that thumbnail for a video.
Yeah. So there's this really cool and awesome birthday art here. This one is from Roxanology on the old Twitter. I'm bonking my mic so hard right now, sorry. This is also from Roxanology, second one. This is the Wii Bowling art as well. This one I thought was really, really cool. There's a little tiny me down here. And this is from I think it's Friday, but the 1 is supposed to be an I and the 4 is supposed to be an A. So those numbers are swapped out. This is from Daily MatPat of some unknown force handing me a Glock and saying, "Go do crime." So that's pretty epic as well. This is by Unisu on Twitter as well. Me holding all the balloons, wearing my classic yellow and kind of floating up to the universe. But yeah, just a lot of really awesome stuff here as well. And I could sit down and show them all off. We'd be here for years. Because at the very end of this, after the full-blown pilot script, they wrote a script. Remember how we came up with the City of Battalion in the last meme review?
Of course.
There's a pilot episode here.
That is crazy.
Of the Battalion.
We should read that at some point. We should do a table read.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of the sitcom.
So here, I'll give you a sneak peek. Fade in. Exterior, Battalion Town Square, January 2025. The town square is a quirky mix of different architectural styles. A building with a film reel motif stands next to a structure shaped like a giant video game controller. In the center is a slightly overgrown but well-manicured garden. Sunlight filters through the branches of strangely shaped trees, some with leaves that look suspiciously like film strips, others with pixelated cubes. McGucket is a character in this. Gravity Falls McGucket.
Okay.
70s, wiry with a wild, unkept beard and mismatched clothing, sits on a park bench, tinkering with a strange device made of wires, gears, and a broken calculator. He mutters to himself, 4 kingdoms, theory forged into brick, 8 years. Seems simpler when you just say it, don't it? And then Sam, late 20s, impeccably dressed in a vibrant news anchor outfit, even outdoors, approaches with a microphone. Sam's face is a little too polished, a little too perfect.
What the heck? Am I handsome Squidward?
Yeah, you're definitely Rizzler. Gotta go in here.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. And then you have a line here. If you want to read this first line.
I would love to read that
At
first line.
Here, go in for it.
Hello there, citizen. Sam D'Antona here with the Battalion News. Just a quick interview for our local lore segment. You're the venerable McGucket, right?
Yeah.
Huge.
Right? The Battalion, everyone is here too. So it's you, and then I come in. There's Matthew's in here, Mirror Matt.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, we might not be able to get the full cast.
Yeah, but then it's Tom, Amy, Santi, Lee, all of them. Ooh. So there's that. There's certificates here for completing the bowling.
That's funny.
There's quotes, and then there's an ARG. There's an ARG.
ARG.
ARG. Thank you all to everyone, to all the waiters who are involved in creating this. Y'all put so much effort in it for me. I want to, I really value that. So I want to do y'all the favor of having fun with this and, shining the light on it that it deserves, because this is really, 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 really cool. And, I did cry. I did cry reading some of y'all's notes. So thank you. There's even quotes here about silly things that we've said, even going up to Jasoka to Soka. Recent polls.
Yeah.
Recent polls.
Wow.
The final favorite quote on here is, "I'm Sean Evans."
You're always saying that.
I know. I'm Sean Evans.
I'm Sean Evans.
I'm Sean Evans.
And I'm bald.
Yeah, I guess I did say that. And with that, my friends, that concludes this very long meme review. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Sam, for dealing with my constant chaos on this channel.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Venerable citizen. You're
Yes.
welcome.
Dressed impeccably, even outside.
Too good looking.
Shut up.
That's what it said, right? That's how I read it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, whatever helps you sleep, man. And then, thank you all so much for watching. Remember, this wasn't a live stream, but it sure as heck was a video. A video for you. See ya!